Full House had a lot going on, but the series was too family-friendly to tackle some of the heavier issues. So in this video, I'm going over the psychology of the 90s favorite dad, Danny Tanner. Hello friends and family members. Welcome to the Fangirl channel. I'm McGann, and we are going to ruin memory lane, dagnabbit. So if you somehow managed to completely skip over the 90s, a lot of us young ones back then were completely obsessed with a series called Full House. The show was about a newly widowed father who was trying to raise his 3 girls with the help of his best friend and his brother-in-law, which makes the final count 3 grown men trying to take on 3 little girls, and no, that does not mean anything bad. Full House is actually one of the most squeaky clean, wholesome series you can find. Now, the papa of this San Francisco family was Danny Tanner, who was a very even-tempered guy, even though he got very controlling in some areas, especially when it came to cleaning. There could be no dust in the house. Every crumb had to be accounted for. Even the family dog Comet put some extra stress on Danny because he was fanatically trying to keep dog hairs off the couch. And if you look at the Full House reunion series, Fuller House, Danny still hasn't changed, and even though he doesn't even live in the house, he freaks out when he sees an upstairs blanket on the downstairs couch. Now, Full House has never tried to explain why Danny's behaviors are like that. They almost treat it like one of those tropes of, oh, he's just the nitpicky clean freak guy. But if we follow the breadcrumbs from the show, which are all neatly swept up in Danny's dustpan, there's really a sad story to explain why he's like that. So then why? Why is it that Danny Tanner is obsessively cleaning all the time? Why is he so controlling that his children have to chew every bite 32 times before they can swallow? And why is this guy with a heart of gold having such a hard time keeping a romantic partner around? It's because of Pam. And even though the show tried to avoid a lot of teary moments, Pam Casopoulos Tanner died shortly before Full House started, and it happened within a few months of her youngest child, Michelle, being born. Now, we really don't know much about Danny before that happened, but I think it's very safe to say that that was hugely traumatizing for Danny's mental state. And yay 90s, it was very frowned upon back then to try and seek counseling or psychological services for anything related to your mental health. You were automatically deemed crazy. So what can you do when you're suddenly a single dad with 3 little girls who need you and you don't want to see them be removed by the state? Well, you just repress all you can, tamp it down, and call for backup. But the problem is, you can't just screw a lid on your emotions and lock them away forever. If you don't handle it, those feelings will manifest themselves in other ways. So enter compulsive cleaning and trying to control everything possible. Really, think about it. In the blink of an eye, Pam was gone, likely while she was driving the car herself, and that made Danny feel so out of control with his life that he channeled that chaos into controlling every possible thing he could. When it came to his home, Danny was going to have perfection and order. And I think if he ever stopped living in that perfect environment, it's like the darkness would catch up with him. The cleaning keeps his mind busy, so being cleanly in the house metaphorically keeps his mind clear. This is one less thing I have to worry about. This is one less germ that might potentially kill one of the girls. And that compartmentalization is how Danny can live a mostly normal life without breaking down every 5 seconds. And my theory is really backed up by Danny's job at Wake Up San Francisco, where he's a talk show host. If the actual issue was that Danny had like mesophobia, where you're terrified of germs, that's not a job that he would be able to handle because people would do his hair, his makeup, he'd have to shake hands with a bunch of dirty randos. That would be horrific to deal with if you worry about germs. And Danny's issues aren't a full-on obsessive compulsive disorder, because with OCD we would expect to see more of a fear reaction from a mess, or he would have a complete meltdown if a glass broke. Then we'd see all the coffee mugs numbered and they'd have to go with their handles all pointing in a certain direction, and that's not how Danny is. He's nowhere close to that ballpark. He would just want the mess cleaned up immediately and immaculately. So instead of OCD, Danny is more like a mess Nazi. He finds the dirt hiding in the floorboards and he eliminates it. So his reactions aren't emotional, they're more like this mindset that everything has to be pristine. If the house is perfect and the girls are well managed, then everyone will have a better life. No one will have a misstep. No one will die. And I do want to say that Danny probably had issues with cleaning and wanting everything to be perfect before Pam died. However, not fully dealing with his wife's death would exacerbate the issues to make Danny's control overbearing for most people. And that's probably the reason why he keeps getting dumped, because even though people really like Danny, being with him is kind of an as-is commitment. He doesn't acknowledge that he has issues he needs to deal with. He's just moving forward, and it's going to be his way, and he's going to steamroll his significant other into doing things the right way too. Too many air quotes there, but you get the idea. And that's a lot to deal with. I really liked it in the series when Danny and Vicky got together, but even as a kid, I preferred it when Vicky went off to pursue her dream job, because she was going to have to be Danny's keeper forever. Always trying to rein him in and push back against constantly cleaning or having to chew each bite 32 times. It's exhausting to be with someone like that, so yeah, honey, take that job and run. But please keep in mind that even though Danny has a lot of unresolved issues, that doesn't make him a villainous character. At his core, I believe that he's a good, sweet guy, and that he has a gigantic heart. But he's also avoided dealing with his traumatic issues for so long that at this stage, everything's just second nature to him. I don't think there's any undoing his need to control his environment and everyone in it. I think that's just who he is forever now. Even the best shrinks in the world could not get Danny Tanner to stop micro cleaning at this point in his life. But you know what? Everybody has a character flaw, and that's okay. We can still all love him on TV as is, even if it's kind of a relationship death sentence to be his partner. I might be overthinking it, but that's literally my job. I assume if you're watching this video, you actually like the series. So derps time, I would love to know how you met Full House. I remember maybe the first or second season, I was like 3 years old, my dad put it on, and I was hooked watching it every week after that. I was at my grandmother's house crying my eyes out when the series ended because, you know, for all the cheese and camp and sort of unrealistic fairy tale, beautiful commitment that they all have to each other, all these perfect relationships for the most part, with no resentment. It was really one of those shows where you feel so connected to the characters that it feels like you're saying goodbye to your family when the series ends. And I gotta say, Fuller House didn't pull me in right away, but it started to win me over bit by bit. I really didn't think I liked Fernando, but gosh darn it, that Ricky Ricardo type of swagger he has just sucks me in. But anyways, like I said, if you have any kind of special connection to Full House, if you have any memory of how you got into it, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, family members. Well, family members, we're almost done, but I want to invite you to hang out with me in some other places. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as my own personal self, and I have a Facebook page too, but I mostly just post photos over there. And sometimes people say, "Hey McGann, I want to mail you something. How do I do that?" Easy. Just click the About tab on my channel page, and my most current P.O. Box info will be right there. I also run another channel, The Family. It's really a hodgepodge channel where we might post anything. Oh yeah, and I also sell shirts and stickers and stuff with the Family and the Fangirl logos. If that is your cup of tea, I have a link in every description of every video. Finally, if you want to help out the Fangirl channel and make sure I'm putting out video essays for years to come, the best way you can help is by subscribing and watching more of my videos, whether they're new, old, whatever. Maybe even share one or two on social media, help spread the word. People who watch to the end of videos like you helps to tell the site, hey, this is a good video, we should recommend it to other people. So if you made it this far, leave me a comment of something like, hey, I made it to the end. Love ya. See you next time, family members.